Hey y'all. Might have a little bit of shadow in this video because I'm filming this at right as the sun's going down, but I want to get this video done and get this listed in the shop. So this one I've had finished for a little bit, and after I got all the other videos done this past weekend, I just had a really busy weekend, and then I got a little bit of a cold, and so I've been kind of down and out for a couple of days and just resting. But this is something a little bit different. This is a book cover that I repurposed, and I just did some collage on, and then I sealed it. I did seal it with like a varnish. I made like a varnish. I mixed some gel medium and some triple thick together and made a varnish and sealed this. Thank you, Jessica Rapp, for that tip, because I didn't actually have varnish, and she told me how to actually make some. And I didn't realize that. I've been sort of out of the art world for many moons now, and some of the techniques that I learned years ago I've just forgotten. So thank you, Jessica, for reminding me of that, and how to use some of my mediums. I've just forgotten those things. But anyway, so this has been sealed. It's repurposed. It's totally from scratch. Took out old, pieces of book cover and made the spine and collaged on it and covered it on the inside and all that good stuff. So this is 7 by 10, and it's got 4 signatures. Now, if you'll notice right here, this signature looks like it's off. It's actually not. It's because of the way it kind of came through this quilt material. When you use this material like this in the pieces where there's little spots and raised spots, sometimes it's hard to get in the right spot, but it's not off inside the book. It just looks a little wonky right there. But, it's handmade. I wasn't looking for perfection, but I just wanted to point that out to you in case you purchased it and you get it home and you look at it and you go, well, this is wonky. So, anyway, so I put my charm on here and I made my scrappy tie. This is one that I backed with the vintage linen fabric, the old linen tablecloth that I bought when I was in Texas. And this is some really, some of these pieces are really super old quilt pieces that I put on this one. And I pieced it together with lots of different, these are from several different quilt pieces, just to kind of make that, trying to get the colors sort of like I wanted to go with this particular book. And, I covered it with this quilt piece. Now, this was a whole quilt piece. I did not piece this together. This was like this. I just cut it that way. And it's just the top piece of the quilt. It's not, the quilted fabric is not up underneath it. And then I sewed through the quilt fabric, and then I glued it on. This one I did not sew through this book because this book was too thick, okay? And the rough edges you kind of see here are from the collage part that I did on the front. So this came from one of the vintage Mother Goose books. I cannot remember which one, but I love this image. It sort of reminded me, she looks like a little princess, but it sort of reminded me of Hansel and Gretel, but it's not, but it just sort of reminded me of that. And then I just took other, like kids' dictionary book pages and some writing paper that I had tea-dyed, some sewing paper pieces, some little images from the book, and collage. And on the back, there's this little piece with the rabbit. This little rabbit, his little face sort of got covered up. And then there's a little mouse down here. These are all vintage. These are from all from vintage books and vintage sewing patterns. So on the charm, there are vintage buttons and a domino. And this is a bead. These are vintage buttons. There are some vintage wood beads. There's a little ladybug bead, some pretty glass beads, all that fun stuff. A butterfly down here, little wood butterfly. Just really, really cool. I like the way the charm turned out on this one too. So there are 4 signatures. I think I said that 5 times already. 4 signatures and about, I think I counted 88 pages in here. So that gives you, you know, 170 some pages to write on, put your photos on, all that good stuff. So I just covered the inside with some scrapbook paper that I stitched around, and then I put 1 layer of some of the, I think this is a muslin, and then a vintage floral fabric on the inside. And then I put the book corners, you know, added the book corners. And I didn't put pockets or anything, I just kept that blank like that. And you will get, with this journal as well, a nice pack. This is, when I did the other Mother Goose journals, I put pretty much the same type of things in each pack to come with this journal. So this is a nice healthy pack of fun stuff. There's fabric washi that I made, there's some other vintage book pages, there are tags and inventory tags, there's some scraps left over from these pages when I cut them. There's some fabric pieces, a vintage doily, some vintage doily flowers, one of my fabric flowers, scrappy flowers, some pom-pom trim, some seam binding, there's some baker's twine in there. Just a lot, there's a lot in here. There's a lot in here, and it's just, it's too much to go through on video. Let me make sure I'm in camera. And I like for you to have a surprise when you get something from me. I like to put stuff together. So I did a few tabs through here with some buttons. I didn't do a ton of embellishing to the scrapbook paper. Some black, sort of lightweight cardstock, some vintage ledger, the Richardson book pages, which I love. Some of my tea-dyed vintage graph paper. I did a hidden paper clip in here. So this is the image on this side, and then it's a little envelope with a star, one of my homemade star buttons on the back side of this one. So you can see there's a flash card. And then these are the little cards that come in the photo boxes. They're great for journaling or making a pocket. So I just took that underneath there. Paperclip works great. I put it on a smaller page instead of up here because of this extending over. I really didn't care for that as much. I wasn't thinking about it when I was making the paperclip, but it doesn't bother me here. But this kind of sticks out a lot from the book if you put it up here. So I'll put them down there. I got to get better at that. Made an envelope from a big children's book. Here what I did was I folded over the little sleeves that you can use in here. There are so many ways you can use this, and when I get a chance, I'm going to show you. And 1 or 2 of my journals, I'm still kind of putting things together to show you some of my journals. This is from another storybook, Richardson storybook. More graph paper, wallpaper, tea-dyed paper, and then I put little buttons in the center of the signature. I think this turned out really super cute. I think this would be a great just everyday journal if you love these kind of things, or it would be great, you know, for a kid journal. I clipped in one of the pages from the Romney Gay Mother Goose book that has all this really cool tape on it, and you know, you can use this in collage, use these images, however you want to do that. This is some of the Roxy Creations paper, that straw paper. Scrapbook paper, I just stapled in a paper tab here. I put some little washi tape. I love this washi tape. This is Washi Wednesday. I love these little label pieces of that tape. Put some of those in here. This is just a really, really fun Really, really fun book, and lots of, you know, lays pretty flat when you push it down like this. You might have to hold it, clamp it while you're working in it. But tons of space in here, lots of room to grow. I used a little scrap piece of one of my little cross-stitch linens and backed it with another piece of blank linen to make a pocket. Put your little layaway tag in here. This is vintage gift wrap, vintage music into a pocket. And this is the tag that I made for this book. I love these. I just love these really old book images, book pages that they're too brittle to really do anything other than kind of collage with them. Really pretty, some really pretty scrapbook paper. This is a nice textured paper. Buttons in the middle of this signature. Sort of the same kind of stuff. Another envelope. The other side of the vintage wrapping paper. This is a fairly substantial wrapping paper. It's not super flimsy. It's a good thickness. Another little fabric pocket, and I just stuck some little buttons here with a little ball pen, a little flash card. I don't believe this is vintage. No, it's 2012. And I put in this particular book, I used one of my pages from another one of my little golden books that I have that Faydra shared with me, and this is the farm animal ones, and I just thought the little puppy dog and the little baby goats were cute on this one. I just stuck it in the middle. So this is great to use as a writing surface. Some vintage workbook, kids writing paper, more Richardson scrapbook. Here's one of my little pockets made from vintage music sheet, kids music, and an image that I fussy cut out of a book, and fabric scraps from, this is old quilt scraps, and some little buttons down here. I believe this is a vintage button, this one's not. Really cute. I love making those things. I have a ton of them. Got to figure out, still trying to figure out how to, working on some things, y'all. I'm working on some things put together to try to show y'all some little embellishment little sets. More wrapping paper. This is like a resume paper. It's a really nice texture. This is just like a, this is sort of like a cardstock. It's a thinner cardstock. It's not super thick. More buttons in the middle of the signature. I didn't add a bunch of pockets and tuck spots and stuff. I really kept this plain for you to use. This is like a deli paper, which is really cool. Just kind of tore it at the bottom. Some more washi. Added some more washi tape in here. This is the little Peter Rabbit card that I made. Put the index card on the back. With the heart paper clip. Another envelope made from the Three Little Pigs, the big Three Little Pigs book. This one I did glue together. Almost glued it all the way together for you. Really cute. Love the colors. See the little wolf and the cardinal. I love those. I love all the kids' books. Y'all didn't know that, did you? So that's the third signature. This is the fourth signature. Use that great fabric that Renee gave me, and I made some fabric washi tape to make a tab here and added some buttons. This is wallpaper. More scrapbook paper, more washi, writing paper, book pages, cardstock. This is some of my tea-dyed mixed media paper, buttons in the middle of this signature. Another little photo sleeve that's got 3x4 on this side and 4x6 on this side. Another envelope. Just lots and lots of fun pages in here to play with. And then here's another piece of fabric washi. And then I just, I poked a hole in here. I did not put an eyelet there because this is fabric washi. It's pretty thick. Tied a little piece of ribbon and put some little vintage buttons with a little bulb pin there. I thought that was really cute. I'm going to do that again just as a little finishing touch. And I really like the way this one came out. This is a really nice size journal. You know, you got a lot of room to grow in there. This was really fun. I want to do more of this as well. We'll see how this does and see if you guys really like it. It was a lot of fun. I really do like collaging. It takes some time. For me, I'm not fast. I'm not fast at this kind of stuff. I tend to, I overthink things too much sometimes. You know, it's just my brain. So anyway, so that is this journal. And I finished up, and when this video is up, it'll be listed in the shop. And I also want to tell you that everything, well, so all the charms and stuff, I came down on my price on the charms a little bit, about 15% off. And then I just put the rest of the things that are in the shop 15% off from now until the end of March, just to have a spring sale, just to offer you guys a little bit of a break if you're interested in purchasing something. I will not go back up on the charm prices, but at the end of March, my journal prices will go, I'll just go back to my regular prices if they don't sell. But I want these to find homes. Anyway, and I really enjoy making them, and it's good to have some things in my shop. You know, no, I don't really like my shop sitting there empty, but I also want you guys to enjoy things. And so I adjusted my prices a little bit for the month, for the spring. And I hope you guys will take advantage of that. And I love you, and I thank you for all your support. And I will see you soon. I'm going to come back and do, I'm gonna do a video at some point in the next week with the Winnie the Pooh book, showing you how I put my pages together. Someone asked me to do that, and I didn't get that done this weekend. And then I'm going to show you the current journal that I just put together for myself for this year. I did something a little bit different, and I want to show you and let you guys tell me what you think. And then I've got some other journals to show you that I've been working in. I just have a hard time. I have a hard time getting things spread out to do like journal with me videos to show you step by step what I do. I need to work on that so you can see my process when I'm working in my books. I've got 8 or 9 journals I'm working in, and I'm going back and forth, and working on this one and working on that one. And so I don't want you guys to be all over the place like my brain is. So I'm going to try to just show you one at a time, kind of where I'm at. Anyway, you know, my to-do list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. And I'm going to stop babbling now. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I love you. See you soon. Bye.